Alrighty, folks, we are going to talk about 6 cheat code for new real estate investors. Actually, you know what? We'll open this up to all real estate investors. Maybe the folks starting out, people in the mix, or maybe one or two of these might be for the folks at the end of the cycle. We're going to have this conversation with Casey from Brick by Brick. Casey, you are the guest. So, ladies first, what do you got for number 1 cheat code?
Well, I will say my first cheat code, and it's probably the biggest and best cheat code for new investors, especially investors who are basically closing their eyes and thinking, where am I going to invest? I have the whole country as an option. Maybe I live in a high cost area, nothing cash flows around me. Where do I look? You go online, you check Bigger Pockets, you check top 10 investment markets, and it's just information overload. So how do you narrow down the entire country and everybody's opinions into properties that cash flow and are affordable and are in decent areas? So my number 1 tip, and this is a really big one, it's to find major metro markets, major cities that have a median home price point, a median single family house price point that's under $200,000.
I like that. That's a good one.
I have found that, because I've been coaching new investors on this for 5 years. And I really found it's hard to find cash flow on properties that are rent ready or close to rent ready if they cost over $200,000. It's very hard to find a cash flowing property that's $400,000. If you put 20 or 25% down with today's rates, it's just really difficult. So you have to find houses in the more affordable, lower end price range that limits where you can buy in the country. It's going to be kind of flyover states, but that'd be another tip. So finding properties in markets that have a price point of under 200,000. Now, let's say you're going to look at Austin, Texas. Well, and you type in max price $200,000 and there's 5 houses. Okay, that doesn't count. Just because there are 5 houses that's not what I'm talking about. There needs to be several hundred properties available, and you'll see that if the median price point is 200, you'll find Austin, Texas is way higher than a 200,000 median price point. So you can really X out a lot of the country quickly by narrowing it down to major cities, major metro markets that have a median price point of 200,000 or less.
I like that one. That's good. It kind of simplifies the equation because you're right. A lot of new investors, they live in New York, California. They just immediately assume they can't do it there. So it helps them focus. I like that one. My first cheat code for real estate investors, new or old, is never stop networking. One of the things that I have admitted repeatedly was a failure of mine is for 5 years, I kind of lived in my spreadsheet. I didn't purposefully go out and network and find more investors, more agents, more brokers, more people that are involved. And I've now come to appreciate just how important it is to be in a community or around other people going in the same direction, right? You can't, it is very hard for people to go in a new direction with kind of old mindsets and old habits. And, one of the things I've said, I created these 7 ORAT rules, and I think it's rule number 5 that says try to meet 2 new people a week. Again, it's not that hard. If you meet 2 new people a week for a year, that's over 100 people, right? You do it for 5 years, that's 500 people. And let alone now doing it for 20 years, it's 1,000 people. So I keep telling folks, whether you're in year 1, year 0, or year 25, never stop networking. You never know where that new friendship, that new lead, that new resource will come from. And there's just something about being in a community of everybody going that direction that is so beautiful and so powerful. So number 1, never stop networking. What do you got for number 2?
I like that. For new investors and even seasoned investors, it's really hard to do things by yourself. I mean, you have to be self-motivated. You have to wear a bunch of hats when you're investing. And if you don't have experience with all the hats, it's really difficult to do it yourself. So my advice for especially new investors and even, more seasoned investors, don't do it on your own. And if you are brand new, it's okay to go get help from somebody. When I first started investing, I got help from somebody. I didn't want to make tons of mistakes and risk hundreds of thousands of dollars in buying properties that once you buy, you just can't return them to Target. If you make a mistake, you're stuck with it and you inherit all the problems.
No refund. No refund.
No refunds, like it's very scary. So, and I know that there's tons of, coaches online and courses you can take, and people want to call scam, but we live now in the digital age of online information, and experts are at your fingertips. So don't downplay getting help from someone, especially an expert in the field. Not only will it fast track your success and help you skip all the learning curves, you're going to lose way less money than learning the hard way. I had a guy message me on Instagram a couple weeks ago, but it's something I'm going to always remember. And he was asking about my coaching program. And he said that, he has 4 rental properties in Missouri. And it cost him about, I think he said $4,000 to $5,000 every single turnover in repairs. And I dropped. I was eating spaghetti. I'm like, I'm gonna answer a few DMs. And my jaw dropped. I said 4,000 to 5,000 in turnover costs. And I said, first of all, you're not a good candidate for my program because you've already learned just the hard way. You should have got help and you didn't. So now you've got $4,000 to $5,000 in losses every time. Problem is the guy bought in a wrong neighborhood. He's not doing proper tenant screening, a lot of mistakes. So if you are new, I would highly encourage you to get help from someone along the way for your first or second property so that you don't make really expensive mistakes that you just can't take back.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. Kind of on that ilk, my number 2 that I hope everybody not only hears, but feels as I kind of put this one out there. Real estate investing is a skill. It is not a God-given gift. You aren't, you're not jumping 48 inches or running a sub 10-second 100 meters. It is something that all of us can learn and do better at. I believe a lot of people come into real estate investing, kind of to your point, saying, I want to get a deal. I want to get 4. That's actually not, in my opinion, not the measure of success. Could you buy 4 bad deals in Missouri? Sure. Lots of people can. The goal is to get 4 great deals. And unfortunately for a lot of people and a lot of people who have capital, they're just in a rush. They don't want to understand that the first step is learning what an average deal is. Once you learn what an average deal is, never do an average deal. Only do good or great deals. And I go into that ad nauseum. I've said it, hundreds, if not thousands of times. But I hope when I say real estate investing is a skill, it brings hope and possibilities, as opposed to, I wasn't born with it. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not a numbers person, whatever it is. And no. And the last thing about a skill is it's something you can always get better at. You can always practice. I've been doing this buy box thing for 20 some years and still do it. So number 2 for me is real estate investing is a skill. What do you got for number 3, Casey?
I would say mine is do what's right for you, right? Everybody is different. Every real estate investor is different. And there's a lot of shiny object syndromes out there. There's long-term rentals, short-term rentals, mid-term rentals. Now it's buy small businesses and apartment complexes and micro hotels. Not everybody has the energy or the desire to do the work that's required to be somebody like Grant Cardone. Okay. And so it's not like if you can't be him, just don't even try at all. They're investing, like you said, it's a skill. It's something anyone can learn. It's not like I can't be a basketball player. I'm 5'2". I can't be a basketball player, but I can be a real estate investor, and anybody can. Doesn't matter how old you are and all those things and the size and your age and how fat or skinny you are and your skill level, and you haven't been practicing since you were 5. Anyone can learn real estate investing, but there's a different level for everybody. So do what fits you, your lifestyle, your goals, your risk level, the time that you have available. Maybe it's buying 1 rental property a year. Maybe you're so gung-ho and full of energy that you want to start off right away and buy a huge apartment complex with somebody. But don't let what other people are doing get you down, because there's a way to make it in real estate with every method. It's just you want to do one that fits your goals and your lifestyle, or else you won't want to do it.
Yeah, I love that one. Know thyself, right? Know what's right for
Yeah.
you. Don't try to repeat other people's, stories. Your year one shouldn't be compared to someone's year 10. I love all of that. Kind of my third and final one is kind of along that ilk, and I'll kind of twist this for all history with real, first year, 10th year, 20th year. The first one is real estate investing is always hard. Finding great deals is always hard. If there are a lot of great deals, I'm going to guess there's not a lot of lending. I've seen lots of things change over the last 25 years, and whether it's hard to believe or not, there was a time where Olivia and I couldn't get loans with 800 credit scores and six-figure incomes and down payment money, and we just couldn't get loans. So it's always hard. Next, know where you are in your investing cycle, right? There are times in every season, right? Sub two, maybe having, the time in the sun right now where people take over 2% mortgages. 5 years ago, maybe it was Burr, right? Because cost of capital was coming down. But you've got to skill up. Real estate investing is cycles, and there is no one skill that will be the best tool in every market. And then kind of lastly, kind of a 1, 2, 3 of this final thought is, there are times where you are in growth mode. There are times when you are in chill mode. And then still the story that hits me the most of my second book, 15 Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires. There's another season after chill mode. And that's kind of unwind mode. And the story in the book, without giving it away, is a 75-year-old young lady who's starting to sell off her portfolio, carry the note, do some private lending and the like. So again, Father Time is undefeated. You're going to go from growth mode to chill mode to unwind mode. So know that time comes for all of us, and enjoy the journey because it's a lot of fun.
Love it. So my last one is, it's aligned with one of your other ones, but it's know your market, but you know your market. Too many people that I know want to rely on other people. They want to rely on their property managers for answers. They want to rely on their real estate agents for answers. But, nobody cares more about you, your market, your success, your properties, your finances than you do. You have to learn the stuff yourself. And I know it takes work, and I know it takes time, and you have to sit at the computer and kind of research and get to know and get out and see. But relying on your property management company for your rental estimates, relying on them sending you a rentometer report for rents, please don't do that. There are so many factors that go into that data. You can't leave your future purchase up to a rentometer report that a realtor sends you or a property manager sends you. Just let them be the validation that all the work that you did was correct. And you have to, so my final one is you have to do the work yourself. You have to know it yourself, and just use those other people as third-party validations to check off on the box, yes, I was right.
Love that one. That's so powerful. Casey, you're putting out a lot of great stuff on IG and YouTube. Where can people find you?
People can find me on YouTube, Brick by Brick Wealth, and Instagram, Brick by Brick Wealth. I spent the weekend recording 4 videos, and so I'm going to have some really awesome and jam-packed information on long-term rentals coming out on my YouTube, over the next month. So make sure to check that out and subscribe.
Yep. And if you're coming to Vegas, folks, Casey will be there. So yeah,
I'm so excited. I'm bringing Blake. So everyone who loves my husband, he's a joker.
He's coming back.
We'll get to see him again. He's coming back.
There you go. Blake, we'll see you then, buddy. Take care. Thanks, Casey.